Hi, I'm Benjamin Bernstein with astroshaman.com. My video today is about how to send highest good blessings. This is actually super easy. Anyone can do this. The premise of this is that you as a human have a higher self, is what created you in the first place, and you can invoke energy from that higher self, not only for yourself, but you can become a conduit, the hollow reed, the hollow bone, whatever you want to call it, for that energy to flow through to others. So it's so simple. I'm even going to do it for you, the viewer, to demonstrate. So all you have to do is just ask your higher self. Here's the phrasing I like to use. Please flow the energy through me to serve so-and-so's highest good. And you can send to an individual person, a group of people. You can send to everyone on the planet. I sometimes send energy to every being in the universe. And there's no limit to what you can do because your higher self is doing it and your human is just being the pipeline. So let me give you an example. My expectation is if you're at all sensitive, you'll be able to feel this even through this video. And this shows you can send it to people you don't even know who's watching beyond time and space. So let me demonstrate. So it does help to be in embodied awakening, and that's a separate topic, but I will just say briefly, if you want to learn how to get into embodied awakening quick and easy, where your higher self is merged with your human self, and this greatly empowers your ability to be a channel like this, then go to astroshaman.com. In the upper right corner of the menu bar, the last word is invocations. Click that word, and it'll give you a 6-part free invocation masterclass where you can learn that, as well as a healing invocation and how to integrate them into your daily life. So that's not a prerequisite for this, but it might help. And any other thing you do that gets you into that more deeply embodied awakened state is obviously going to be helpful in doing this. The more awake you are, the bigger the conduit, and the more energy can flow through you. I like to always try to become more and more awakened because that increases my service capacity. But the technique. So I'm now going to send energy to you, the viewer. So I invite you first to relax and just feel your body. Just feel how you are right now. And now, please stay sensitive as this happens. Spirit that I am, please flow the energy through me to serve the highest good of the person watching this video right now. I feel energy coming down through me. And I'm going to notice my hands are up. And then hopefully, if you're sensitive, you're feeling energy. I'm going to demonstrate my point. I'm going to put my hands down on my thighs. And I'm not feeling any difference. You don't have to make a physical gesture. Now I'm feeling the energy flowing out mainly my heart chakra, but maybe through other chakras, depending who's watching. And hopefully you're now feeling some energy flowing into you through the video. And again, I have no idea what you're getting because this is going to be customized for each person. So I'm just the conduit and just noticing energy coming through. I know it's being customized for each person watching this video, having done this sort of thing before. So just feel for a moment the energy coming through. And they're saying that will make the point. So if you were going to feel it, you'd have felt it by now. If you didn't, either you're not quite sensitive enough to that yet, or I was ineffective or something. Okay, no judgment, just it usually works, but not everyone has the experience of this. I, for years, most of my life was so insensitive, I couldn't have felt that myself until I started working with things that really opened me up. So anyhow, so what can you do? Very simple, what I just did. So you just, again, ideally, you've done something to make sure I'm as clear, open, and awake as I can be right now before I do this. Recommended, but not mandatory. And then you just say, there's lots of phrases that work. I like to keep things as simple as possible to get the job done. I would just say, Spirit that I am, or whatever you address your higher self as, please flow the energy through me to serve recipient's name, highest good. Now, something really important here. Notice I just said highest good. I didn't specify a particular effect. If you want to work the high road and you want to work karma-free, the absolute safest way to guarantee that is to only ask for their highest good. You, the human, have no idea what's going to come through, but your higher self knows, and your higher self is immediately in communication with the higher self of the person or persons or situations, higher self that is being sent to. And your higher self works it out in real time with the recipient. Again, the human themselves may not know, but the higher selves are working it out up at that level. And the cool thing is here, as the flow starts, that person starts changing, and thus the energy flowing through needs to change in real time. So if you say, I'm just going to flow a color of light from a specific level, that will certainly have some good effect. But I think it's even better to leave that to the higher self and let it microscopically adjust all the time. So the colors may shift, the levels the energy is coming from may shift. They may call in other beings during the process to flow energy. Who knows what your higher self will need to do to give that person their optimal experience. So by not tying the divine's hands by saying it must be a certain color and come from a certain level, you're opening up to all highest good possibilities. And I think it's likely that the recipient will have an even better outcome than if you had gotten all specific about a particular thing. Now, there's all great ways to do it. This is just my own preference. So that's the idea. And so once you start the flow, you just become passive. I become, I was talking, but basically I wasn't using effort or willpower. I wasn't visualizing. I wasn't being yang at all. My only yang was the calling into the invocation. Then I went yin and it just flowed by itself. And you'll feel, if you're at all sensitive, when the flow stops. And when the flow wraps itself up, then it's done. You can always close it early if you want to, but ideally you would just let it flow. And then once that person has filled up, their tank is full with all they can receive from you, the flow will naturally diminish and stop. And then you're done. So it's so simple. Again, you don't need to do any techniques. You don't need any initiations. You just say, Spirit that I am, flow the energy through me for so-and-so's highest good. And you go really passive. And the energy comes in the top of your head and out the front of your body. No hand gestures needed. You can if you want to, but you saw it's not necessary. And just wait till it's done. And you're karma free. Now, I want to talk a little bit about, let's say you had a friend who was deeply grieving and you said, I flow energy so their grieving will be complete. You don't know if it serves our highest good. That grieving may be serving an important purpose. And if that grieving were cut off prematurely before they had gotten the revelation, the lesson, the insight it was there for, that would be a disservice to them. You could actually, using these kind of tools, take away a person's discomfort or their pain, but it might sabotage the whole reason they were incarnated. You've helped them a little bit, but it's like you won the battle but lost the war. You actually force that person to reincarnate again when they might have wrapped it up in this lifetime in an extreme case. So I try to be real humble with this, and I try never to force anything. Even when I work as a professional shaman and a person has come to me and specifically requested a certain outcome, I will always put what I call a karma-free safety clause on the end. I may call for a certain kind of thing to happen, and then I'll say, to the greatest extent that serves highest good, this or something better. I do not want from my ego to force anything to happen that isn't actually serving that person's highest good. That's just where I come from. That's, I believe, the path of love and light, high vibration. Now, if you're working the dark side and you're forcing your will on people, you do whatever you want. And that's a different path than the one I'm training here. I would not even want to deal with the consequences of walking that kind of path, because that's karma deluxe. But again, some people are here to walk the dark path and they have every right to do that. But I'm here to spread the path of love and light. So I hope that's helpful. The highest good be done. Just spirit that I am, flow the energy through me for so-and-so's highest good. Relax, let it flow till it's done. Then you may not even know what happened, but you have probably significantly helped that person in whatever way they most needed it, even if neither of you has a clue what that was. So I hope that's helpful. I'm Benjamin Bernstein with astroshaman.com. As I said, if you're interested in working with me, go to astroshaman.com, and there you'll find out what I do in terms of astrology readings, shamanic healing. I do internal family systems inspired therapy. I'm a life coach. I have awakening stuff on there. And you'll also find information there about my membership called Awakening Plus, where you can have an online thing that will powerfully support your own healing and awakening and service to the great collective awakening. There's a $1 for 30 days trial. You can get into all the cool stuff on the site. There's tons of stuff in there that will help you. And you can learn more at awakeningplus.com. That's awakeningplus.com. So thank you so much for watching, and I wish you infinite blessings.